Alright, hello and welcome to LT Gaming. My name is Tom and today we're diving into Tempest Rising. Imagine classic RTS action mixed with modern production values, and that's exactly what you're getting here. Inspired by RTS legends of the 90s and 2000s, Tempest Rising is a base building real-time strategy game set in a modern alternative history where war has left Earth reeling. With a dramatic CGI intro and slick in-game cutscenes that harken back to the glory days of FMV, this game wastes no time in drawing you into its world, so stick around as we unpack all the juicy details with this title. So the rundown on this one, you're stepping into the shoes of a commander, leading either the advanced peacekeeping armies of the Global Defense Forces, or the hard-hitting, desperate Tempest Dynasty. Each side comes with its own 11 mission campaign, where you can customize your army mission by mission. The heart of this game revolves around the mysterious Tempest vines that are sprouting all over a war-torn Earth. Vines that are not only dangerous, but also incredibly beneficial. As you progress, you'll uncover the true origin of these vines, facing choices that are far from black and white. And if that isn't enough, you've got the classic elements of base building, strategic combat, with gameplay that is as fast and fluid as it gets. Now let's talk about the factions. Tempest Rising throws 3 unique factions into the mix, each with its own flavour and tactics. As of launch, you're going to play either as the Global Defense Forces or Tempest Dynasty, with the third faction, the Veti, waiting in the wings. The Tempest Dynasty is an alliance born from Eastern European and Asian nations that were hardest hit by the chaos of World War III. They're all about rugged, hard-hitting tactics with unique unit roster and resource management style that is as desperate as it is determined. On the flip side, the Global Defense Forces represent an alliance between the United States, Canada and Western Europe. Their approach is sleek and high-tech, boasting advanced production methods and a strategic precision that's distinctly modern. What's really interesting is that neither side is portrayed as purely heroic or villainous. You're constantly faced with morally grey decisions throughout both campaigns, which will add a real depth to the narrative, hopefully. The blend of diverse factions and ethical dilemmas means there's plenty here to keep even the most experienced RTS strategists on their toes. Now let's pull the curtain back a bit and take a look behind the scenes of Tempest Rising. One of the standout features to me is the musical magic that's going to be brought by none other than Frank Klepacki. Yes, this is the same legend behind the Command & Conquer series game soundtrack. He also did one of my favourite games, which is Nox game soundtrack. His work is hopefully going to infuse the game with that classic RTS soul that we absolutely love. But that's not all. Tempest Rising is the brainchild of Slipgate Ironworks, a Danish powerhouse that's been making waves since its early days as Interceptor Entertainment back in 2010. They've since rebranded and joined the Saber Interactive family in 2021. And they're known as a studio that is very in tune with its community. The only game I've actually played of theirs is Ancestors Legacy, and I've really enjoyed it, so for me that's a big plus. This blend of musical genius, some dedicated craftsmanship and a genuine commitment to community is hopefully what going to set Tempest Rising apart. Not just delivering a game, but creating a RTS experience that pays homage to the classics while still carving out its unique identity. Now, taking a step back to see how Tempest Rising will hopefully stack up against classic titans of the RTS scene and some modern contenders as well. At its core, Tempest Rising is seeking to be a tribute to the golden era of RTS. It's got quick responsive base building and unit management, which is reminiscent of Command & Conquer and Red Alert, but what will set it apart is its approach to asymmetry. Each faction with its distinct economy, model and unit roster will offer a tailored experience on a mission by mission basis. Now, compared to modern entries like Beyond All Reason or Bar, a title celebrated for its community driven development and sprawling intricate battles, Tempest Rising is opting for a more streamlined high octane experience. While Bar often indulges massive scale and deep micromanagement, it looks like Tempest Rising is going to keep you on your toes with its rapid fire pace and simplified mechanics. This will make it feel like a modern blitz, where every second will count, but it remains to be seen if it can capture that nuanced strategic depth required to make a title stellar, say in StarCraft 2 or the original, or if it will have the tactical intricacies to match up to these titles. Critically speaking, Tempest Rising is walking a fine line between homage and innovation. Its Global Defense Forces echo the sleek, tech-forward vibes of many classic RTS armies, while the Tempest Dynasty channels the gritty underdog spirit we saw in some cult classic factions of the past. However, for some long-time RTS fans, these resemblances might come off a little too derivative. The game plays it safe by leaning heavily on familiar tropes, which means it might not break entirely new ground in the way some people are hoping. In summary, Tempest Rising is seeking to offer a delightful blend of old school charm and contemporary speed. It's perfect for those who are going to crave nostalgia of classic titles, I think, but still want a burst of modern adrenaline. But if you're on the hunt for a game that radically reinvents a genre, you might find these innovations a bit modest. Either way, a unique mix of rapid gameplay and varied faction dynamics will hopefully ensure it stands out in a crowded field. Now, to give a bit of personal take on this, first off, the presentation in Tempest Rising looks absolutely top notch. The CGI intro is instantly setting a dramatic tone, and I'm already looking forward to those between mission cutscenes. It looks polished and professional overall. The overall vibe is unmistakably reminiscent of Command & Conquer and Red Alert. I just hope it innovates on this space and doesn't go too derivative. When it comes to gameplay, the pace looks nothing short of lightning fast. Everything from base construction to unit movement happens in a blink of an eye. This should hopefully lead to some delightfully chaotic battles. However, with this speed comes some trepidation on my part. Sheer speed in games, particularly RTSs, can lead to a lot of issues, and sometimes it feels like you're directing a massive unruly blob instead of a well-oiled military machine. So hopefully the game's energy and its nod to its RTS forebears give it a chance to have a distinctive character that's hard not to love.